Hello everybody, Briefcase here with Game 3 of this exciting and interesting matchup, a Team Liquid versus Team Fnatic. Right out of the gates, Fnatic banning Magnus very quickly, Team Liquid banning Nyx in response. Fine, just fine. I took another little break, had some dinner, some very good soup I made myself. It was pretty tasty, I must say. All the while, though, Fnatic banning Keeper of the Light, not wanting to deal with him at all. Team Liquid, I'm wondering who they're gonna ban. Probably, I would assume, Wisp, not wanting to deal with the incredible mobility of him. And Fnatic really showed exactly how well they can use that map presence to affect the game. Team Liquid surprisingly banning Batrider. I thought for sure they would ban Wisp, and it looks like Fnatic wanting to pick up the Wisp CK combo again. I would love it, absolutely love it, if Team Liquid took CK out of the running and just played him as a normal carry and didn't have to use Wisp. He's still a fine carry alone. He doesn't need Wisp all the time. Of course, he's much stronger with him, but overall, I mean, just take him, and stop Fnatic. No, I like Fnatic, don't get me wrong. I just want to see somebody pick a hero to in spite of the other team. But we will see what Liquid decides to do. If they want to go up with their own matchups and their own team that they've kind of figured out, or if they want to figure out a way to get rid of CK, because right now, maybe pick up a Prophet, and try to counter it that way. There it is, yeah. Picking up a Prophet at the very least. Fnatic will probably pick up CK as well, and then I'm not 100% sure who again. Maybe Tinker. Really showed a lot of promise last game and was invaluable in split pushing, as well as also always being there with the Visage. The Visage, I want to say every single time I want to say Gargoyles. Familiars though, the Visage Familiars. But there it is. Team Liquid did pick up Nature's Prophet. Probably wanted to stop Fnatic from having Wisp, Chaos Knight, Nature's Prophet, because I'm sure that although Tinker was very useful, like I just said, and Visage was also very instrumental in getting Tinker into fights with those familiars, the three global porters are really Wisp, Chaos Knight, and Nature's Prophet. And I think that Team Liquid just made a decision and figured out that having those three be able to be anywhere at any one time was too scary. You could never move out with pretty much anything less than 2 or 3 people. You always needed to be clustered, and beyond that, you would need to commit so many. You almost needed to commit 4 to 5 people for every single gank if you ever wanted to do it against that sort of lineup. As even though, you know, Wisp, Chaos Knight, and Nature's Prophet aren't there now, they will be in a second to back it up. All the while, Fnatic picking up Bounty Hunter, one of my all-time favorite heroes. I actually never really played him that much in Dota 1. In Dota 2, however, I picked him up, and I'm sure a lot of people do this. I picked him up because I was getting demolished by him pretty much every game for a while. And I just wanted to, one, learn how he could do it. And beyond that, he's a very fun hero. He's very hit and run and type of hero, and I really like that. One, because it's not a simple right-click melee hero, which a lot of the times you get as a carry. There's a little bit of finesse to him and a little bit of timing, and of course track is just very good all around. But beyond all that, he can be really annoying to the other team, especially if they're having a hard time with detection. And I absolutely love that. Team Liquid picking up Rubik, my all-time favorite hero. A lot of heroes I like coming out, which I appreciate so much. Rubik's just ability to steal ults. So far he's got some good, or not ults, just abilities. So far he's got some good abilities to be stealing. Shadow Walk from Bounty Hunter, with range, Rubik can be really fun. Track, of course, just invaluable in chasing, not to mention trading with people. And I think you saw this, I think you saw last game that Team Liquid, in response to Fnatic getting Wisp and Chaos Knight and Nature's Prophet, because they didn't take Nature's Prophet in their first 2 picks, quickly and very quickly, the next thing they banned was Bounty Hunter, and rightly so. I think I mentioned how that could have been really terrifying. Bounty, basically 4 heroes falling on one person at one time. Bounty Hunter, of course, with the track, guaranteeing that even if equal heroes are killed on either side, that the track goal to just sway it in Fnatic's favor. And that is true right now as well. Bounty Hunter, unless they have some sort, unless Team Liquid invests heavily in detection early, I suspect that as soon as Wisp hits 6, you're going to see a lot of Chaos Knight Wisp relocates into Bounty Hunter track, and Bounty Hunter just being there anyway, and really, 1, guaranteeing the kill, and 2, adding even more gold to the stockpiles of those 3 heroes. We got Team Liquid, though, banning Ancient Apparition and Visage. Didn't like what happened with Visage last time. Always seeming to ban Ancient Apparition. Not 100% sure why. Maybe they just hate playing against him. Or I'm not 100% sure how good Fnatic's lineup is. Maybe they usually do run Ancient Apparition. I don't see him that often now, or really at all ever, but really, really fun hero in my eyes. I love his skill shot ults. It's just so enjoyable to actually land and get it properly. Fnatic banning Gyrocopter and Lone Druid, probably realizing that Team Liquid doesn't have an incredibly strong late game hero, at least nothing that can contest with Chaos Knight. All the while, of course, Lone Druid being incredibly good at farming Gyrocopter as well, and there it is, Fnatic banning Phantom Lancer as well, really trying to limit the main carry picks that Team Liquid has available to them. PL, of course, did very good for them last game, but wasn't quite enough when it came right down to it. So I think Team Liquid looking for a legitimately, like, a main carry now, and I can't remember exactly who, but I'll be interested to see how they do it. Of course, Darkseer very good at farming himself, not a carry. Nature's Prophet can carry in some instances, but I don't think he'll be able to this game. He's going to be run more as a support to anybody who gets Wisp ulted, and to stop Bounty. So he's probably going to be carrying a lot of dust, while still doing damage and probably getting whatchamacallit. What am I going for? Probably getting Orchid as well, as you've seen in a lot of previous games. Team Liquid banning Tinker, not wanting to let Fnatic get any more mobility. Would be interested to see if Fnatic still goes that route, though, as they are already quite mobile. Bounty Hunter not especially faster than anybody, as his Shadow Walk, what was it called? As his Shadow Walk doesn't give him any extra speed, like a lot of other invisibilities. But usually goes Phase Boots, and overall is quite quick as well. Silencer, probably going to be pretty scary against Team Liquid. Of course, Rubik and Darkseer maybe wanting to get some pretty nice vacuums and a little bit of good team fight in there. But overall, Silencer, there's just a huge multitude that he can do. He's incredibly good early game and very good at laning. Last Word is so good now at harassing just all the time. It does a very large amount of damage, and is very good at just letting you go up and attack them. Because if they do cast a spell on you, I mean, they take the damage and they get disarmed, and it's just, he's very good at laning now, Silencer. Not to mention Global Silence, incredibly, must be even scarier now for Team Liquid to move out, because every single time that Global Silence is off of cooldown, I think I mentioned this before, if he casts it before Fnatic initiates, then Team Liquid can just kite it away. But one thing you can't kite away very effectively at all is Wisp and Chaos Knight just teleporting in there. So because of that, I mean, pretty scary, I must say. If things get a little pear-shaped for Wisp and Chaos Knight, Global Silence will make sure they get away, and Chaos Knight will continue to snowball and get all the gold he needs. Or if they're going after, they can go after probably more than one hero now, just these two. They can probably go after sets of 2, maybe even 3, depending on what skills are off cooldown. If they both port in and Global Silence falls as soon as they get there, could be all the difference. Very nice pick there. I really like that. Picking up Storm Spirit as well. Looks like they're going a quite mobile team. Storm Spirit, of course, ball lightning all over the place, and a Storm Spirit with a regen rune can be incredibly scary. A little interested to see who's going to go mid. Silencer is a fine mid, very good at harassing. Have not seen a lot of bottle crowing Silencers, and he's just good in pretty much any lane he gets put in. Of course, Bounty Hunter, very good at going off lane solo if and when he needs to, and of course Chaos Knight and Wisp will be getting babysat bot, I am certain. Storm Spirit also good mid lane though as well, and has the mobility to get the runes before his opponent. So Interested to see who Team Liquid will pick up, going all the way down to 20 seconds in reserve time. It's the lowest amount I've actually ever seen them decide. Still lacking a main carry. Darkseer, of course, very good at utility. Nature's Prophet can. Rubik, not at all. Usually a full support. Chen as well in the full support. Really running out on time. Maybe can't make a decision, but Luna is there, and I think as far as carries go, a good pickup. Has mobility, might be able to get away from Chaos Knight and Wisp. Probably not if Bounty Hunter is there as well, though. Gets a BKB, which I'm certain, at the very least, Global Silence does go through that, but will stop a lot of these other stuns hitting her, and might be able to do enough damage, especially to Chaos Knight's ulted Phantasm images. The Bouncing Glaives, once Chaos Knight gets that to level 3, gets his ult to level 3, Luna's will hopefully, I think Team Liquid's hope is that Luna will eventually be doing so much damage by the time that Chaos Knight hits 16 that the illusions will be taken out rather quickly. And that's fair. I mean, Luna's a very good pick for that as well. Her Eclipse, at the very least, once those illusions do come out, even if the Eclipse falls on them, that's a good use of those Lucent Beams hitting them anyway, because those illusions are just so terrifying. But let's get into the game, shall we? Who's playing who? We got Mike playing Rubik in one of my favorite armor sets to come out yet. Korok is Luna as well. TC playing Darkseer. Fluff is Chen. All the while, Bulba is playing Nature's Prophet. Downtown, we have Era and No Tail. Wisp and CK combo, just like the last game. Trixie is playing Storm Spirit. We have Han1 playing Bounty, and then Silencer. Cinderin playing Silencer. Did I just call him Silencer? This is Bounty Hunter. Han1 playing Bounty, Trixie playing Storm Spirit, and Cinderin playing Silencer. That's a lot of S's, Cinderin, Silencer. Good stuff. All the while, Nature's Prophet scouting with the Trent, just seeing what's going on. Era trying to get it, isn't going to be able to. That Trent is just a little bit slower than Era, not that it really matters. Are they going to be able to kill it in time? Get a little bit of free gold? Does! Gives Era 15 free gold, which is absolutely fine. Wow, looks like Korok is going to be babysat up top by a jungling Fluff, of course. That's what Chen does, as well as has a Dust of Appearance, Mike, because I think they just assume that Bounty is going to be going up top solo. Chen does have sentries to block any camp wards that go down there. That will see it, or at the very least, you think it would. Han1 is there. They must know that a ward is down. Sees it, and it has not blocked the camp. Good effort, though, by Han1, using up whatever sentries he can, mostly because... Oh, is he going to stay here and pop one down and just try to block it as many times as possible? It looks like he might. Does indeed. Puts it a little bit farther away. Think that he saw it. It's just within range, though. And what a shame. What a waste of a sentry. What a shame indeed. Middle, we got Darkseer. You don't see this very often. Gonna be doing a lot of early damage to this tower. Trixie is not a higher HP hero. Can't tank it very well. Up top, we have Han1. All the while, though, Mike is completely and utterly prepared. Gonna be harassing. Already put down a sentry in response. Probably the one that Chen didn't use. Yes, indeedy. And now Han1 already getting hurt a lot. Looking to see if they can't get a very, very fast kill. Does not have enough money to buy anything to get away. All the while, though, does evade just a bit, and this creep wave saves him just in time. We have Bulba bot, seeing if he can't stop a few pulls. Maybe gonna try to pull with these Trents and pull them all the way back. You see the Spirit Bear and Lone Druid's doing this quite a bit with their bear. They go bot because they can get some safe farm by pulling entire creep waves. There are those Trents. Gonna pull entire creep waves. No Tail, more likely than not, gonna be trying to kill these and stun them. All the while, CK is going to be farming his little heart out. He's going to be doing fine, just fine. Bounty must be having a very difficult time with these sentry wards and observer wards down here as well. Can only really be here. Can't farm, really. Is more likely than not just going to try to leech as much experience as possible. All the while, these Trents looks like they can't quite pull it the entire distance. The creep line is still very far away from Nature's Prophet, and he is having a very hard time gaining any level of experience. All the while, a smoke going down for Liquid, Fluff going mid, as well as Mike. He has telekinesis when he ever needs it. There is a surge available, as well as an Ion Storm. putting it on the Centaur, gonna get a stun, misses it, canceled it just in time though, and looking at double stun, Trixie will fall, tries to do a little bit of damage, doesn't do enough. All the while, the tower hitting only the Centaur. Very, very nice. And with that, an early lead for Team Liquid. Kurok doing fine, just fine. I'm sure has 10 last hits. That does not seem like the amount that she should have though. 14 already. Gold per minute, I'm sure will be in favor of CK. Although TC, I mean, Darkseer is just incredibly efficient at farming. Couple ion shells, at least one ion shell, almost guaranteed each and every kill. Cinderin has gone mid, just checking stuff out. Putting down some more, seeing if he can't maybe harass TC a little bit. I don't know if he has a bottle. He does. He looks like he already just bottle crowed. And I kind of really like Darkseer mid now that you think about it. Because a lot of times you see mids and they just want to farm and you know eventually they need to be very mobile around the game. And with that, TC actually has Surge, and because of that, I mean, Surge is great at any level that you get it. Because of that, you're almost guaranteed rune control if you have the wards for it, and the lanes don't go in and try to get them themselves. All the while, looking like CK and Notail, yeah, get Era and Notail going in for a very early kill against Bulba. Usually don't see that too often. Oh wait, no, did that go for Bulba? It looks like somebody did die. Not 100% sure. I should look at, there we go, Silencer. Yeah, Nature Prophet just did indeed die as well. I don't know what I was thinking. So sorry, everybody. All the while, Bounty now has a bottle, although there are 3 top, and Chen has started his army. He has Hellbear Smasher. God, that sounds awesome. I don't think it's true. It's a Furbolg, but it is pretty damn sweet. And with that, the top tower will fall. They do have a reinforcements possible if they want to, but Wisp is not 6 yet. There is no porting in. Bulba having a very difficult time getting stunned, and I think that since Era and Notail have just out-leveled Bulba to such a degree, he's only level 2, and he has so little life. They also know that he doesn't have Sprout yet, so there's no chance of him maybe getting away by sprouting and teleporting. I think that they're just being far more willing to tower dive. Reality Rift, of course, with Wisp Tether is a guaranteed stun, and then, I mean, Chaos Bolt, as long as Chaos Knight has the mana, it's more likely than not going to end up very, very badly for Bulba. Now realizing that he is just feeding bottom, and he's not even safe underneath the tower anymore, he's probably just going to stay in the jungle a little bit, get some levels, get a little bit of experience, maybe hang out with Chen and leech a little bit, all the while Fluff making these golems his dinner. Getting what he now has Smoke of Deceit. Very good on Chen. Pretty much if you're Chen and you don't get one, it's a little bit sketchy, especially now that you have a Dark Troll Summoner. Now that you have a Troll, that ensnare can be so deadly. Excuse me. Especially when it's an invisible ensnare, pretty much out of nowhere. And with this, Liquid is pushing deep into this mid tower, really trying to get some towers early, and with the top one and the bottom one, that will give them not control, but far more freedom to move about this plane. Han 1 going down. There is no dust, there is no detection going on. Han 1 just scouting around, seeing if he can't get anything. Has 3 levels in Shuriken Toss. That's a lot of damage this low in the game. TC, though, picking up a Haste Rune. Absolutely nothing is going to be able to kill him anytime soon. Starkseer with one of the best strength gains of any intelligence hero. Fairly certain. Hell, has even more strength gain than Wisp, who is who is a strength hero, which a lot of people don't remember at all. All the while, Era farming very nicely downtown. 33 last hits for him. Luna, conversely, up to 36. Gold per minute. GPM is definitely going to favor CK and Era, though. All the while, though, it looks like Bounty Hunter was maybe looking for maybe a little bit of a Bulba kill there. He is low in health, I assume that's going on, and he just possibly got caught out. Even by this this Dark Troll Summoner. Probably just got ensnared all the while. The entirety of Liquid is here, trying very hard to get this tower. It will fall. Being fortified, but Wisp is not level 6 yet. There is going to be no fun poured in. I don't think Silencer is 6 yet now, or either. Wisp going mid, seeing if he can't do anything about it. Although there is a port in coming in. CK is there trying to tether. Is he going to get behind anybody? Doesn't. Just gets stunned or interrupted a million times. Darkseer does fall, but at the cost of a mid tower. Probably a pretty fair trade. Both teams were around for that entire thing. All the while, trying to give Synderin a little bit of farm bot. Not so much for the gold, but probably more or less for the experience. Really wanting that global silence. Probably wanting to hit that global silence at around the same time that Wisp hits 6. And now Wisp also trying to get a little bit. Doesn't matter that he's going to be pulling this camp and not stack it. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Wisp now getting a bottle. The thing, an item you don't see too often on him, but I suppose in the right hands, a bottle on anybody can be incredibly useful. And I suppose if they are relocating everywhere, you have a Wisp with a bottle as well as a Chaos Knight. You really want him to get the mana that he needs all the time. So if you have a Wisp with a bottle, and he picks up something like a regen, as such, he can actually tank a little bit of damage. Oh no, he might get caught out now. Doesn't seem to know that they're here. TC will find him. Gets Ion Shell in himself. Might have been able to vacuum him into a telekinesis, but Wisp was here and Arrow was here too. Probably a bit too scared to get anywhere near Chaos Knight, knowing that the Wisp Chaos Knight combo is just so terrifying. All the while, Luna getting a little bit of farm. Maybe they were going to try to stack this. Doesn't seem like it anymore. Bulba just trying to get a few levels so he can sprout himself and port away. And now you have a lot of people going in the jungle. All the while, though, Korok doing fine, just fine. Probably getting a little bit scared of hand 1. He can front load a lot of damage. Janata is enough, 150% damage in one hit. Shuriken toss, of course, enough to really be scary against Luna. And unless she gets detection, Eclipse is not going to hit Bounty as soon as he goes invisible. Otherwise, it looks like No Tail and, sorry about that, adjusting myself in my chair. Looks like No Tail and Era smoking up, trying to gank the forest. Bulba could get caught out again. He doesn't seem to be aware that they're there or anywhere near it. Them just kind of scouting ahead. Trixie is here, doing a huge ball lightning, trying to stun, trying to get Kurok. He has all that unreliable gold, really trying to take it down. But then in comes the entirety of Liquid. No Tail almost getting caught out entirely. Pops the regen rune and gets hurt just a little bit. But in that meantime, CK is back up to max mana. And with that, Synderin is still downtown, trying to get up to level 6. Global Silence is just so strong, so good at team fighting. Fluff scouting out of the jungle, making sure that nobody is, excuse me. Make sure that nobody's farming it up. All the while, it looks like Liquid might try to tank this with some trees and really take it down quickly. Not sure if they have enough damage. It certainly seems like they do. Perhaps that's because, yeah, Luna getting level 2 Lunar Blessing. It's 22 bonus damage for each hero. That is enough, probably, at this early stage to take this down, at least as long as most of the damage is front-loaded on either creeps or trees. So because of that, it does not look at all like Fnatic knows what's going on. They probably have an idea, though. They have this ward here, so they must have seen some of them moving something. But Liquid will pick that up, and they could try to port top and defend this. Do they have reinforced? They do not. It looks like they already did that just to stall. And taking a tier 1 for a Roche, little bit in Liquid's favor, I would think. And the graph reflects that. Actually, more experience, funnily enough, for Team Fnatic, all the while more gold in the pockets of Team Liquid. And with that, they're going to want at least one tower. Surprisingly, Liquid has only lost one tower themselves. They have a much stronger pushing team. Of course, Bulba's Trents combined with Fluff's creeps is a lot of HP for a tower to go through. Not to mention the fact that Darkseer can push pretty much anything very effectively with Ion Shell. And Luna, once she does get glaives, will be very scary. Fade Bolt is but there it is. All the while, Trixie and Synderin. Synderin does have level 6 now, can be invaluable in these team fights. Trixie popping it. Wisp and CK, there's the silence. surrounding TC1. He's the only one caught out entirely. Getting caught out. Looks like he will fall. Trixie almost dying. All the while, though, Wisp and CK both falling. Don't think they have enough for buybacks. Gets a Lucent Beam on him. Cinderin gonna be chopped down. Bulba chopped down. Oh, see what I did there? Trees. He does stuff with trees. And with that, another tower will fall. Nobody wanting to buy back. And CK and Wisp do not have the farm yet or the snowballing yet to put any amount of pressure on this. And you know what? I kind of like this. It looks like Liquid might have thought that they're going to go for a very early push strategy. Seems like what they've done, they've taken out the top tower, mid tower, and both bottom towers, thus securing them. It should be a much bigger gold advantage, already 4,000 ahead. Securing them a much bigger gold advantage, not to mention the fact that they have, now this lane always has to be thought about by Team Fnatic, always has to be worried about quite much. Always has to be worried about quite a lot. Liquid also taking Roshan down for getting that early team gold. So overall, maybe going for some sort of early push strategy, or at the very least, just trying to make themselves snowball and get a little bit more gold than the opposing team before they can really get anything. Bounty Hunter bottling a double damage rune can be very, very scary with this. Might not want to pop it till he knows and is absolutely certain that he's out of range. Picking up some treads. There we go. Is level 8. Has track. Janata still level 1. Doesn't matter though. Shadowwalk is there. And Bulba looks like he might be getting picked off. Oh, is hand 1. Looked like he's going to wait. Did scout already. Wisp and CK coming in. Bulba will fall. Sad for him. And this combo is very, very terrifying. Without an immense amount of detection, at least in the woods or pretty much anywhere, all you need is hand 1 to go in and scout, and then Wisp and CK have, all they need is vision of someone to make certain that they're going to get the kill, and as long as hand 1 and Bounty Hunter are there, they're going to have that vision. 4 mid for Team Liquid, though. This push strategy that I think that they're going seems to be working out pretty well for them. In pops Bulba, bot back just to get here. Has also very good at pushing, just pushing everything up. Creeps and Trents being very, very hard for this tower to do enough damage, or for just Fnatic in general to be able to do anything against these. Kurok stunning him out, big vacuum, enough to get everybody down, and with a levitate and a centaur stun, there was no getting away. And now already in base, trying to take the tier 3 at 15 minutes in. You do not see this that often. Mechanism looks like it wasn't early, but now very, very good moment to be pushing. Has a mechanism though. Hand of God is still available when and if they need to keep going though. Deciding to back off. Silencer does have global silence. That would be enough for them to lose a couple teammates to the front-loaded damage that Fnatic can put out. All the while though, now is the time to start pushing and continuing to push and to really start going on team fights. You have a mechanism. You have Chen. Hand of God is off of cooldown. And really, that is a lot of heal. What is that, 450 for an entire team? 450 damage healed over an entire team. 5 people, making sure that everybody's still alive, as you would when you use these sorts of things. That's what, 450 for extra 2,250 damage healed that the other team has to do? I mean, they do a lot, but at this low level, like only 60 minutes in, they're not going to be able to do that much. And that is very scary. Right now is a very good time to be team fighting for Team Liquid, and because of that, smoking up. Look how fast Luna is. Looking at moving at absolute max speed. Does not even have a haste rune. Gonna try to get this Wormelian. Does indeed get it. Trixie can't get his items. I don't think got them in time. I could be wrong though. Going for the BKB. Not gonna be doing too much damage. Nobody else getting caught out. And now this quick pushing strategy, maxing Trents. You usually don't see that, as they're not very good beyond this point. And getting a couple good creeps there. 3 in fact. With huge life. Hand of God still off cooldown. Mechanism as well. Does have the boots. And this is gonna be very, very hard for Team Fnatic to go up against. They do have global silence though, and I think that's really what it's going to come right down to. TC being caught out, overextending to a huge extent. Nobody else in his entire team is there. And now the chase is on. All the while, you have Chaos Knight moving very quickly, catching out. There it is. Mike88 getting caught out. All the while, couldn't they get fluffed? There's the port in with CK. Gonna be getting at least one more. Eclipse is used. Doesn't matter. The entirety of Fnatic is here. Hand one, getting hit. Trixie's there, getting the stun off. Fluff is gonna fall. And could this be an entire team wipe for Liquid? Oh, Bulba barely gets away. And it looks like Karuk was sent back by Chen. And with that, Fnatic will get quite a few kills. We're looking at 3 kills. Getting a mid tower, kind of equalizing it up. That's probably going to swing it up back into their favor. Not favor, but going to do that big old upswing. That's what you see right there. Experience-wise, yeah, there it is. Was in favor of Liquid for a little while, but now it's back for Fnatic. And with that, Chaos Knight has completed his armlet. Synderen going Mechanism, going to be getting that soon. We have Han1 getting a Vlad's. Not sure how I feel about that. You don't see this. Isn't very good until much later on. But I suppose it's all for him and CK. There's no other melee heroes, and I mean, it only affects melee heroes. So kind of an odd pickup, I suppose. If you had more melees, I would think I would understand why he wants to do that. Of course, Chaos does have Phantasm and has illusions, but overall, I'm not loving it to a huge extent. Bulba has got an ultimate orb. Seems like he is farming effectively, as you do Nature's Prophet, farming up whatever he can. Did die quite a few times, but beyond that, TC actually getting Vanguard, widely regarded as one of the worst items in the entire game. I suppose with the amount of farm he was getting, though, it was a slight luxury item, not to mention the fact that I guess he just does not want to get too scared. Rubik, though, being caught out. There it is. In pops Arrow. Fnatic is here. That track, though, is going to be really devastating. And with that, a whole bunch of extra gold for Bounty Hunter, who didn't even get the last hit. These 2 racks still in play, though. They're not gone yet. So Fnatic is still holding in there, is not getting pushed in terribly by any one thing, and the longer and longer that this game goes, the stronger and stronger Fnatic's team gets. TC, of course, though, farming up his little heart out. I'm sure that his GPM is just going to be huge. Still at the absolute highest. Oh, man. But like I was saying, Vanguard, Widely Guard is one of the worst items. Wondering a little bit why he got that. Could have just gotten a Vitality booster and then tried to get in and go to a oh, there it is though. Han 1 scouting it out. CK is here. Wisp ult is not off of cooldown. Still has 30 seconds all the while Han just trying to see if he can't maybe stall or kill Karuk. Karuk already has Manta style. A little bit scary. Pretty good farm. Has Tranquils as well as drums. Has some pretty good livability with the added armor and health that drums gives, and pretty much everything else. All the while, Roche is back up very, very shortly. I think the entirety of Liquid grouping up for that, wanting the team fight. All the while, Wisp probably trying to scout just a little bit, having an inkling. They all know that Roche is up incredibly soon, and probably really wanting to figure out exactly when it's going to be. Synderen does have Global Silence available. Phantasm is level 2 now. Could be the difference in front-loading all that damage. No Tail does have isn't really a time to use it. All the while, Trixie, though, is farming up top. Does have BKB. Will be invaluable when it comes to actually going up in this team fight. But Trixie's got to get and use up his scroll to really get in here. All the while, though, lots of detection going down. They know if Bounty Hunter is going to be here. Liquid does have an invisibility rune. Might be able to catch them a little bit unawares with a big wall vacuum. All the while, I don't know if Team Fnatic thinks they can do anything. I'm sure that they know that something fishy is happening. Maybe they just don't know just how quickly that Roshan is falling now. All the while, I think especially because of the added damage from Lunar Blessing, everybody getting a half of a relic. Very, very intimidating. And possibly not wanting to team fight just because Liquid has a very, very good team fight against them. You have Rubik, who can steal anything very, very big. Karuk has Eclipse. Very, very scary. Not to mention Vacuum and Wall is just terrifying in and of itself. So because of that, Liquid with their superior team fight, probably Fnatic just opting out to not go in there. All the while, Fnatic, incredibly good single target DPS, very good at ganking. That's kind of the name of their game. Synderen is their only really good team fight here with Global Silence. Can be all the difference, but we will see. And now, with this Aegis in their pocket on Karok, really trying to push in here, putting down detection, trying to really take these barracks, not wanting to let the game go on too much longer. Don't want to let Era snowball like a demon and really get out there. Everybody's staying very clear, making sure that there is no reality rifting going on, smoking up just to make sure that they can't see them and really do anything. But they can indeed see them. How is that? Did they have a ward down? Maybe there was a small bit of delay at the last second. Doesn't matter though. Track going down on pretty much everybody. In runs Trixie, does not have haste, was just moving very quickly. No Tail is here trying to use his little spirits and just harass as much as he can. Nobody wanted to go in though. Very terrified, and the amount of extra creeps they have. Creeps, skeletons, Trents. Here it comes though, Trixie porting and BK being really trying to take out Fluff, not letting Hand of God fall. There's the Global Silence, and with that, Fluff is going to fall before he can heal anybody. Synderen getting caught out though. Liquid TC is there, Karok as well. Getting it, Eclipse was used, trying to really get Era. He's almost gonna get away. Wisp giving him the mobility he needs, but the melee does fall, and it looks like the range will fall as well. Buybacks going on. All the while, Era is here. Getting caught out though, TC, Liquid having a hard time. Era though is falling to his three heroes, Karok and Mike and Bubba, all here really wanting to end this right now and get this over with. Mike getting hurt very much. Big 4-second stun, nicely stolen, very good use. Trixie, Hand of God finally being used now that he is bought back and really gonna change this fight. Hand 1 chasing him to hell. Is tracked, doesn't matter though. Karok is coming, and now everybody's chasing him all the way down. In pops Trixie, incredible range on Electric Vortex. I had no idea it was that long. Karok will be caught out. There's no way he's getting away. Aegis does pop, doesn't matter though. Everybody has bought back, and there's absolutely no way for him to get away. He does not have a Wisp coming to save him. Oh, and Zors gets a prize for witnessing a multi-kill. Good job, Zors. And now, let's look. The melee and ranged barracks both falling in this mid lane. Of course, the best lane to have no barracks and have get pushed in and have your barracks destroyed is the mid lane. Easier to defend than any of the other lanes, at least in comparison to anything else. Also gives the most mobility to get other places. If you constantly have to have someone here, it'd be better that they can move from there to there rather than the time from here. Oh, gonna use my draw to there. So because of that, and that seeming like Liquid going for, yeah, like an early push strategy, trying to really end this game before CK gets incredibly scary, before Global Silence gets up to 5 or even 6 seconds. Very intimidating when that will happen, of course. But after that big team fight and Roche falling for Team Liquid and the couple of barracks going down and some other structures, let's look at the goal difference. That was probably the team fight right there, and then the counter team fight and all the buybacks by Team Fnatic right here. And there's the upswing going back into Fnatic's favor. Not quite there yet, but still a very close game. All the while, though, Team Liquid rolling around, was there around 5, I think the entire team was around for a lot of kills, and with that, the experience just skyrockets for them. Although all that they need all that Fnatic needs to equalize is one big team fight. Crow getting Kamehameha just a little bit of Hadouken right there. Shockwave travels alone. What does it actually do? Let's see, shall we? Creating a shockwave that travels in a line. Just burst damage. That's it. Magical. Not a particularly strong spell, but Unholy Area giving 4 HP regen. Pretty substantial when you think about it. It's a ring of health for pretty much everybody around, or almost a ring of health. All the while, Team Liquid really trying to end this and put the nails in the coffin here. Everybody's smoking up right away, just trying to either be a surprise or not have Fnatic know exactly where they are, possibly just trying to spring a little bit more of a surprise on it. Wildkin using his little tornado to his heart's content. Hand getting Shuriken just a little bit, doesn't matter. Getting Wisp as well. Does not have BKB to run away, trying really hard. There's the Global Silence, everything falling, and everybody trying to kill Karok. There it is, pops in. BKB ball lightning just to get the last hit, and now the DPS of Liquid is going to be incredibly low. How can they deal? It doesn't look like they can actually deal with Era right now. Not even his illusions. Bulba running away as much as he can. Will this illusion get one hit on him? No, Bulba ends it before he can. Mike getting caught out as well. Han 1 is here, and all of these exchanges. I mean, three more kills for Team Fnatic. I think that they might have killed one person in that. Not 100% sure, but every one of these kills, or at the very least, the majority of these, are going to be giving their entire team track gold, and that's going to be swinging it way, way higher into their favor. Because also there's the deny, not letting Team Liquid get all the gold for that tier 3, which is actually a lot of gold getting denied right there. The tier 3 giving more gold than both the tier 1 and the tier 2. All the while, though, these are very vulnerable to a Nature Prophet porting in. Not to say that he has enough damage at the moment at all to go and backdoor this, but that's a-okay. In's going Han 1. He does have a double damage rune and is going to pop that, and Janata's just going to be doing, excuse me, so much damage. And now Wisp and CK should be ready to relocate and really pop in there. And CK does not have ult, I don't believe, is not ready to really tackle on an entire team. But in they go. Rubik being caught out. Mike will fall before anything even happens. He gets a telekinesis off, but it isn't enough. Han 1 also going to be running around using up his bottle. Does have double damage. And now this section of team being completely sequestered. I'm pretty sure that's the word. A proper use of it. Being sequestered off from the lifeline of their base. Might be a little bit scared, but they know that Era is back, as is Wisp. As is No-Tail. Picking up 3 smokes of deceit. I don't think... Is there a cooldown? I know there's a cooldown on using Smoke of Deceit, but I don't think there's actual, like, a stack amount on buying them. Not like wards. I could be wrong on this one, but oh well. TC picking up a plate mail, wondering to see, it looks like he's got all the money in the world, wondering to see if he's going to be going, oh, Bulba almost getting caught out by Han and Trixie. Would have been a really nice and easy get for them as well. Wouldn't be able to port away whatsoever. Shuriken Toss would have interrupted it for sure. But TC, though, has plate mail. Wondering if he's going to be going Shivas. More likely than not, I suspect he will. Assault Cuirass would be good for Luna, of course. But I think Shiva's Guard is a much better initiation tool. Not to mention that Fnatic, they have a lineup, but they don't have an incredibly strengthy or healthy lineup, let's be honest. And the only reason they have kind of this much is because of their levels. CK very scary though, has lots of life, but nobody else is an incredibly high life hero. All the while, how is Roshan? Back in 2 minutes, kind of a long time to be waiting if that's what anybody is going for. Rubik though being very fine. Mike supporting, looking very good in and of himself. I gotta start doing this more. It's just so much easier than doing But oh well, we will see. Putting down some sentries and some observers. Might have thought about going out there and killing this. All the while, though, because these will be giving them vision winning if they ever get there. But it doesn't really matter now. Fluff opting to get an Ogre Frost Mage. I know that Ice Armor is 30% move slow, and actually 8 bonus armor is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. Is a plate mail? I think a plate mail is 10, isn't it? It's either 10 or 14. I think plate mail is 1400, and that's what I'm remembering, but it's 10 armor. So almost, I mean, this is incredibly good. Almost a free plate mail. The move slow is very strong as well, especially if you're getting chased by somebody like Bounty. All the while, though, Team Fnatic smoking up with, I'm sure, one of those various smokes that Wisp had, and now they're running in, probably thinking that since Roshan is up in only maybe 30 seconds time, that almost a guarantee that Liquid is grouping up and getting ready for that Rosh, as they've done every single time before. Putting down sentries, putting down observers, just making sure that they aren't getting shouted by any means, by any Han 1s. We're looking at you, Han 1. But just guaranteeing it. All the while, both teams really vying for this Rosh. It's really going to help either one of them push in. Liquid, of course, wanting it incredibly badly for these two... Raxes bottom. But all the while, Kurok now does have a BKB. Will not fall nearly as fast. Will have to be target fired almost exclusively by Han's Janata, as well as Era's Phantasms. Hard to say, though, exactly what's going to go on. And now Karok giving vision to Team Fnatic about his entire team. Limiting it up, though, right now as well. Using those sentry wards to really, really good effect. Despite this cliff not being the best for observers, because it actually everything gets blocked, like, right here. Will still provide the true sight that any sentry ward will, you know, the entire... I can't think of the actual range of it at the moment. But, you know, a circle about that big or so. All the while, it looks like Liquid backing off. Maybe not wanting to go up against CK Era. He's almost level 16. Does have BKB as well. Gonna have to be relying on almost pure damage to take him out. And Luna actually having very similar damage. Does have Manta style and bouncing glaives is at max and probably gonna be wanting to stop all that. All the while though, Fnatic Era getting stunned just once by Roshan. Doesn't matter. Does quite a bit of damage. Just scouting with these creeps is what Liquid is doing right now. And these Trents. Making sure that no stuns go down. That is reason enough to do it. Era, though, very, very scary. Being able to solo this Roshan. It does have cheese now. That's almost an entirely new life for anybody who gets it. And Liquid must just be incredibly terrified to go in there. Especially with Global Silence off of cooldown, most definitely. They will have an incredibly hard time initiating. All Syndra needs to do is pay very, very close attention to when they're going down there and what their spells have been cast. All the while, though, Fnatic trying to take this Roshan. No-Tail scouting with his little spirits there. Liquid seemingly like they either want to wait until Roshan's getting very, very hurt, or they're just a little bit too scared of Era and Fnatic as a whole to go in there. Wisp getting a little low on mana, though. And with that, Roshan falls for Fnatic. Who's going to get the cheese? It looks like Trixie's going to pick it up, giving him all the more ability to ball lightning away. Still has a regen rune in his bottle, which I would love to see him use and just port all around the entire map. Come on, Trixie. You know you want to. All the while, Liquid just farming their jungle a little bit. I think just deciding that maybe, despite their teamfight abilities, Vacuum, Wall, Hand of God, has Mechanism as well. Rubik, what could he steal? Does not have the best options to steal. Can steal some Wisp ult to get people away. Can steal Track, I suppose. Almost impossible for him to steal Global Silence as he gets silenced. And then he will almost invariably, Syndra will almost invariably cast Curse or Last Word just to make sure that Silence is not stolen. So I suppose just very, very scared of that Global Silence counter initiation because without Eclipse going and without Wall and without Vacuum, they will just melt to the incredible DPS of Era. Wisp now has Ghost Scepter, very, very scared of Luna, more likely than not going after her, or going after him, going after it. Wisp is an it, pretty sure. Isn't it just kind of like God? He is everything all the while, and he is everywhere, and everything's him. Something like that. Pretty sure. Wisp, what are you picking up? You just get wards. Well, but seeming to have some connectivity issues, just pausing the game, maybe getting a little bit of lag. All the while, though, almost missed it. Gives me a chance to get down here. Liquid. Looking like they really want to get these 2 racks. Of course, everything is off of cooldown. Global Silence is still off of cooldown. Of course, very scary. 5 seconds of doing nothing but auto-attacking. And for everybody but Luna, that is a death sentence. Especially once, I'm sure they will go hand 1 right after Fluff. Boba does have Scythe, and I don't think, pretty sure, that Global Silence doesn't get rid of casting spells. It's not like Doom. And for anybody who doesn't know, if you hold down Alt and you go on stuff, or I shouldn't say go on stuff, and you cursor over, your mouse cursor goes over any of these skills, and you're holding down Alt, it gives you a slightly more detailed tooltip. And that's useful. I don't know if it does indeed work on items. There you go, Mechanism not working multiple times in the last 25 seconds, something that not everybody knows. Yeah, and it gives you all the little more specifics, and that just came out in a recent patch, and it's actually very useful when you try to look at what actually affects specifically heroes who are BKBing, or like who are magic immune, or like what kind of damage something really, really is. So, in that, looks like No-Tail pausing. a little bit too much. It's just apologizing. Cute little wisp giving his little I'm sorry. Not the end of the world, though. And BKB now on Kurok as well as Manta. I suspect that... There you are. No Manta on you yet. Although you almost have the money for it. Kurok almost being caught out. Doesn't matter. Does not get stunned. There's the silence. Everybody getting slowed. Trixie is the initiator. Really screwing over... Who was it? Getting Rubik. Bulba, though, is there. Being able to stun everybody up. The hand of God on everyone. Era is running away. Fluff as well. Getting stunned. 4 seconds. Will fall. BKB is fallen. Can't do enough. All the while, though, Kurok is here. TC still ion shelling to as much as he wants. Trixie did buy back and came back. Oh, no, he hasn't bought back. He just had to run away all the while, though. 3 fall for Liquid and 1 for Fnatic. TC going to be getting away. Looks like he's... Maybe was that a little bit of lag. It didn't look like Era even tried at the last second there, but it doesn't really matter. Not an equal trade at all. Fnatic really only losing Silencer there. Everybody at quite low health, of course, but Fnatic only losing Silencer. He's still got the global silence off in time. All the while, Liquid losing Chen, losing Nature's Prophet, losing Rubik, and I believe that more or less, at least one of those was tracked, probably 2. And with that, the gold is going to be swinging up almost equal now, almost equal for Fnatic. And that's just exactly what Trax does, which is very, very nice. These Raxes still at perfect health. I mean, the ranged one's a little bit hurt, but as far as who cares about the ranged one, really? Excuse me, just going to take a little bit of sip of water. Man, I haven't looked at CK in quite a while. He is a handsome, handsome model, I must say. But now that he's leaving, so will I. All the while, hand one, seeing if they can't find out what's going on. And it looks like Liquid. Oh no, there it is. Rubik being the ward man, being the sentries, being the dust. I thought for a second there they might have been getting a little bit relaxed with their... detection. Possibly might want to invest in a gem if they continue to group up like this and go into the jungle. All the while seeing if they maybe can't catch anybody out, but it looks like Fnatic is in it for the long haul. Probably just wanting to let CK farm his little heart out as much as he wants. Almost has 3,800 gold. Could get a relic. Absolutely unnecessary though. Probably just wanting to keep this unreliable gold, or keep his reliable gold as high as possible and not buying anything until he absolutely needs to. Probably wants to pick up a heart and just live, because right now, I think the hardest part for Team Liquid is doing damage. Scythe is here, very good at being utility. Ion Shell can't do it anymore alone. Obviously, Rubik Fall, just made of paper. Kurok does have quite a bit of damage and everybody benefiting from Lunar Blessing, but it's just not enough, especially when you factor in that a lot of her damage comes from Manta-style illusions, and those just fall incredibly, incredibly fast. All the while, though, Global Silence is off of cooldown again. There isn't enough time in the world. Vacuum falling, no tail, can't get away. Global Silence, though, big stun on TC. There's a big Phantasm as well, 2 of them down. Rubik won't be able to get away. He's too slow. He is tracked, and he will fall. And now, once again, Liquid just falling to everybody. Bulba dying as well. Synderen getting killed. Fluff is here, so is Kurok. It looks like both of them trying to work together. Fluff just trying to get him. Kurok is in a tight spot now. Gets silenced as well. Can't attack. And now Fluff just trying to kill Han with what little damage he does. TC is here trying to just see if he couldn't bait maybe Han out. Vacuuming in. But in ports Trixie. Huge ball lightning from the base. Sending him. But Surge is on, and he's gonna be hard-pressed to get him. Electro Vortex does not have the mana for it anymore. TC still surging away as best and as much as he ever wants. Ball Lightning won't be able to catch up. TC picking up a regen rune, no less, stopping Trixie from getting it. All the while, here comes Bubble, has Gwyn soon, and back is Darkseer. T-Seer is here again. Trixie having just enough for Ball Lightning. If he wants to go over this ledge, that's gonna be his only way. And just enough from the vacuum position. Maybe queued it up. Maybe knew he had enough. But either way, very, very, very close Ball Lightning. Very close call for Trixie. Does have Orchid, though, and is incredibly scary with it. A simple port in. A lot of silences on this team now. Trixie has Orchid. That is a 5-second stun. Or not stun, 5-second silence. Of course, Silencer having last word. 6-second silence on one person. Not to mention global silence. Very, very scary. Bounty Hunter, I'd be surprised if he had his silence. Still has Vlad's. Does not have a huge amount of damage, but he doesn't need it. He's being more used for his tracking ability at the moment. But just very, very scary. Able to completely shut down one hero or two heroes for basically an entire fight, if you include Global Silence, because you aren't going to Orchid and Global Silence at the same time. In the same way, you're not going to Last Word and Global Silence. So Global Silence, and then Last Word somebody. Lasts for 5 seconds, which is the length of Global Silence, which means that you combine this, which is 6-second silence, as well as this 5-second. You cast them right after each other. One hero can't cast anything for what was that, 11 seconds. And against someone like Fluff, who he needs to cast Hand of God, he needs to send his heroes back if they ever get to it. He needs to, where is it? Yeah, he needs to test of faith his own heroes, and he might want to Holy Persuasion, do a little bit of damage to people. Or test of faith them. And do a little bit of damage to his enemies. It's just very, very scary to be silenced for 11 seconds. There it is. There's the Wisp poured in. Fluff completely getting caught out. Boba as well won't be able to do anything. Kurok popping the BKB, trying to just kill Synderen in time. Indeed. All these Phantasm, though, is level 6, doing an immense amount of physical damage. Kurok is here, does not have the life to sustain it, though. Arrow just tanking everything through. Han 1 is here. Trixie is here trying to kill Rubik. He gets him off, and with that, Kurok is trying to jump after Han 1. He does have invisibility up in 1 second, and there is no detection. Does have a gem, though. I'm completely wrong. Gonna continually run after him. I don't know if it works that way. Han is after him, though, slowing him down. Wisp and CK is here. Kurok knows it. Getting tracked, and with that, there's a lot, just trying to slow him down as much as possible. I think that both Era and No Tail know, though, that they are not catching up to a Luna if she doesn't want to be caught. Luna, of course, having 465 base movement speed at the moment. And by base, I just mean with just boots and a Manta style, which is incredibly, incredibly fast. Fastest hero in the game, quite certain. I gotta start doing this. Jeez Louise, going a little in steps was getting a little bit annoying. Very, very good team fight around there. That was that Wisp CK Global Silence combo that I predicted at the very least a little bit earlier. Of course, very scary now that CK has Phantasm at level 3, and with that, with 5 seconds of silence, and Luna not doing a huge amount. She's not doing an immense amount of damage yet. But with that, and Chaos Knight having an armleted Manta style. Oh, he does have Manta now. Armleting into a Manta and Phantasms, and 5 or 6 seconds. Is it 6 yet? You're not 16 yet, are you? And having 5 seconds of silence, where those illusions are pretty much going to live for that full 5 seconds. That is a lot of damage to be doing to an opposing team where they can't do anything. And if you just pick off their supports, you pick off Rubik, you pick off Fluff. TC is actually quite resilient to damage. He has all the armor in the world and quite a lot of health. But you pick off Fluff and you pick off probably Bulba, who has not been having the time of his life that far. There at that moment, Fnatic looking to pick up a Roshan. Now Liquid knows that they're there. All the detection in the world. TC is here. Is he going to put down a wall? Has not put it down yet. You think he might want to, though. What has Rubik just stolen? Has just stolen Overcharge, but it only affects him with no way to actually tether to anybody. What a sad skill to steal. Probably hoping to tether and give Kurok just a little bit of free farm. BKB falling on Kurok. Eclipse now hitting everybody up. Everybody using BKB, though. Doesn't matter. Trixie is here with BKB and a lot of damage. Silence going down on everybody. Look at all these illusions. Everybody Fluff falling like paper, and Era is the rock. Kurok doing a huge amount of damage, though. Actually, Era finally falls. Kurok now doing a massive damage, and with that, it looks like Liquid came out a little bit on top. CK, though, running his little heart out back to it. Wisp did not fall. Can always get back to CK and maybe get him in there, get him back in the fight. Ghost Scepter as well on Mike, knowing that he is very vulnerable. Expect to see a Ghost Scepter on Chen. Does indeed, letting them live past that Phantasm. Those Phantasm, that CK ult, as well as that Manta style, because that is where a lot of the damage is coming from. Not to mention, Hans Janata has gotten Battle Fury. I usually see this as more of a scrub item of somebody who doesn't know how to bounty, but I suppose with the amount of clustering that is going on, in pops Kurok. In pops Era. Oh, targeting exactly Kurok. Looks like he couldn't get a BKB in time. All the while, Mike also falling, getting silenced. TC running around for his life. Kurok has already... Oh, wait, that must have been an illusion. It must have been Kurok now BKBing. Era wanted to really get him in time. Pops the BKB as well. But now it's Manta versus Manta at the moment. And in pops Trixie. Bulba will fall. Can't get away. Hand one is here. Seeing what he can get. Cinderin doing his best. But back, no tail. On Kurok, does not have BKB available, can't do away, does not have any sort of lifesteal. If he had Satanic, maybe, just maybe, but Liquid is there, does not have Hand of God, is out of range of Mechanism, it doesn't matter. And with that, Fnatic is cleaning up Liquid, gonna be able to take this Roche now as well. Liquid has no way of getting it back. All the while, though, this middle lane getting pushed in, Cinderin going back home just to defend it up. And Era, I suspect, more likely than not, Era, possibly Trixie, gonna be picking up an Aegis. Era indeed picking up it. Trixie gonna be getting the cheese. Both of them selling off. Era selling off his magic wand. Trixie selling off, or at the very least putting down a scroll of Town Portal. And now my throat is getting just a little bit hoarse, everybody. And this is just, it looks like Liquid might be having a very difficult time now. They're not exactly sure what to do anymore. They tried the fast push stat. They really wanted to get this out of the way quickly and not let Era get as strong as he is right now, because Phantasm is just such a scary ability. Bulba being caught out, getting ghost staffed, or ghost staffing himself away, as well as getting force staffed, I should say. And just stopping No Tail from stunning him right there. All the while, down goes Bulba, just trying to push this one in. Maybe split push. I think that might be one of the only ways that they can really, Liquid can really be scary right now, or at the very least, really put some more pressure on Team Fnatic, is using Bulba to split push when the rest of his team defends. Of course, has to be incredibly wary of Wisp and CK porting in after him as well. Wisp has it level 3, which is only a 2-second cast delay. All the while, what is the cast delay of you? Will you tell me, Alt? 3 seconds to cast. Not enough. Actually, won't be enough. So now should be still very, very incredibly scared of... should be incredibly scared of trying to split push alone, especially when Wisp still has his ult up. Oh, well, it's also changed these little portraits. Isn't that nice? P.S. If anybody's watching this and they say... and they absolutely don't like these little faces, the portraits on the map, which I actually don't see many casters, if any, actually use. Please tell me. I will switch it to go to just team view, and I am just fine with that. Manta being used just to get as much damage on this, all the while Bulba really wanting to push bot and split push it. Cinderin is here, though, and there are a lot of range creeps in favor of the Radiant. Jeez, my brain took a little bit of a hiccup right there. Kurok, though, does have Eagle Song, does not have enough yet for Butterfly. Most likely wants it, though. Survive against those illusions much better. All the while, though, Chaos Knight sitting at 3,200 gold. Probably really, and it's almost all reliable. He'll be able to buy back pretty much any single time he wants. No Tail also has quite a substantial amount of gold. Very, very reliable as well. And now, with every single team fight going slightly, ever so slightly in favor of Fnatic, or much higher in favor of Fnatic, like the last one, that should make it so now it's now in favor of Fnatic. There it is. The gold difference just vastly. Look at this huge dip at the very beginning. That's where those early pushes came in, all the towers, that sort of stuff. All the while, though, every single team fight just a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and then boom, that last one with all of those tracks. Every single one of these tracks is helping immensely. Experience-wise, now up to 30,000 more for Team Fnatic, that they have pretty much free roam of the entire map. Of course, Hand 1, invisible, just trying to kill this tower. Actually does not have backdoor protection. Did not know that. I assumed it would. Perhaps backdoor protection does not apply to towers once one of them falls. Not 100%. I'll have to look into that. Maybe it'll come in on the comments. Here's hoping, though. No gem either. No gem left on Kurok. Bulba is here, however, and popping the BKB probably unnecessarily just to port away, but that's not the end of the world. Does not matter. All the while, Cinderin doing fine, just fine, making sure that nothing happens down here. And Trixie up top has lots and lots of mana to ball lightning away if he ever needs to. Great effect. Good combos. Using all those overloads to as much effect as you possibly want. I had no idea that overload actually stopped or slowed down attack speed as well. What else do you do? Using items does not trigger overload. Okay, fair enough. All the while, Liquid is down here again. Just really wanting to team fight and get these 2 racks. 2 racks, basically 2 lanes down of racks is a very hard position to come back from. Of course, though, with Era and No Tail here, and Phantasm and Manta Style on this Chaos Knight, that is one hero who can dethrone an entire dire side with the best of them. All the while, though, Trixie putting massive amount of pressure. It looks like Liquid might want to just try to go in and try to kill it. Otherwise, they have to back off, and then what was all the point of this? What was the time stalling down here? Hand 1 here to track anybody who will have it. Sentry wards on Mike. Everybody porting up top now. Trixie does not matter, though. Can just get away whenever he wants. Bulba realizing that there's no point in teleporting behind him here. And now Mike ghost sceptering away. Hand 1 is here. He's going to get a Janata on him. Doesn't matter. And Fluff also going to fall to Hand 1. Can't get away in time. Does have a million heals. Oh, no. Does not fall. Holy Persuasion is which one? Test of Faith doing a lot of damage just there. 4,000. And with that, oh, Hand 1 being a little bit ballsy, but still not going to be able to fall. Or not falling. Bulba is going to port in here, is making sure that he can't get away. There is no detection on him, however. And with that, was hoping to probably port in and stall and sheep him. All the while, though, Fluff still tracked. Very scary. CK and Wisp know where he's at. Wisp does not have ult, but as soon as he does, almost a guarantee Fluff will be caught out. They are on top of him, making sure that he is not going to get away. Bulba, though, being chased around by Hand 1. They don't see him. They do indeed. There it is. I'm not sure how they saw it, but it doesn't matter. Bulba falling to Era and Fnatic, also getting tracked, I assume. Oh, it's probably Track that did it. No fooling. And with that, Fluff will be back, trying to farm up these Ancients just a little bit. I thought for sure. Let's see how Fluff did so much damage there. I thought Penitence would be much higher, and that's where it would have come from, the bonus damage. But seems not. Seems like Test of Faith just did an immense amount in one big ol' shot. All the while not having any more nukes, and perhaps Hand 1. No, he doesn't have an abysmally small health pool. He just took a huge, massive chunk of his life in one big hit, though. I'm not sure exactly what happened. All the while, though, Era farming up like mad. 6,000, 3,800 reliable gold, 2,200 unreliable gold. Is not even worried about buying anything. Might want to buy a Reaver once he gets up to 3,200, because you might as well spend it. Although Aegis will be taken back, I think. There it is, right there. Falls from him. Might have wanted to use it a little bit beforehand. All the while, though, Bulba is here. Hand 1 being caught out. Kind of a misplay. The first misplay by him in quite a long time. And the entire team of Liquid ports in, except Darkseer, just to make sure that nothing gets away. No Hand 1. All the while, Trixie is here as well. Has all the Ball Lightning mana in the world. She could probably cheese mid Ball Lightning, as far as I can tell, and far as I know, if he wants to. And with that, we'll be able to port all around town as well. And just putting a little bit more pressure up on Liquid's top. Split pushing just a little bit. All the while, though, these 2 racks are doing fine, just fine. Cinderin is now level 16. 6 seconds of silence and 12 on one hero. Just an immense amount of shutdown. There's that Reaver. Reaver and Vitality booster. And Heart, and still has 1,300 reliable gold. Is that enough for a buyback this late in the game? I doubt it. No, is missing 365? I think that's what this number denotes. Fairly sure. Either way, missing only roughly 400. Has a Heart. Does not have Aegis anymore, but Heart, Armlet, as well as Manta. And BKB. Incredibly resilient. With Heart, can have Armlet and Heart, just has Armlet on all the time now. Is much like a Spirit Bear. Doesn't even affect him. This Heart just completely counteracting it in its entirety. Maybe not entirely. It's kind of going back and forth. Either way, though, does an immense amount of damage. 200 base normal damage because of all of his strength. And that is what's going to be so beneficial for his illusions. Manta and all illusions actually only doing the damage that stats give. Does not get any of the damage from this plus damage modifier right here. So when Armlet and Mordigian is used, he's up to 227. Oh, there it is. Force snap in, gonna slow him down, gets a telekinesis, but now gets one tether away, making sure that Era does not get caught out. Would have been a huge difference. Not sure if he has enough for buyback now. He did get a wave, but it was a mega wave and still does not have enough. And now all the while, Fnatic and N0tail running after it, and the chase has begun. Trixie was here, getting quite a lot of damage. Oh, the double damage on Luna, just being instrumental now. Cinderin is here, getting a Curse of the Silent off. Does not matter at all, though. He is only going to be used. He is a global silence machine, and that is his one purpose. All the while, Hand 1 does have a Scythe of Eyes, is an incredibly good ganker now. But double damage no longer on Kurok, and it looks like Liquid just giving up, possibly, on the bottom lane, and really either wanting to put enough pressure that this makes it into it, and then they can go and kind of do this kind of thing. Going through the mid and kind of sweep around and see if they can't get these 2 racks. Or just saying, you know what, we really need to throne this right now. And they almost had Era, but with some quick thinking by N0tail, now has Heaven's Halberd, actually, interestingly enough, which will give a 4.5 second disarm on Luna, which is just massive. I can't remember if Manta gets rid of it. I know there was recently a patch that cannot be purged. I don't think Manta gets rid of it anymore, and that was one of the issues, is that Heaven's Halberd was kind of not being used in competitive play pretty much ever, because Manta was always gotten on pretty much any agi carry. And when it came right down to it, it was, do you go Manta or do you go BKB first? And if somebody gets a Heaven's Halberd, you'd say, oh, well, I'll go BKB, because otherwise I'll get disarmed and then I'm useless. But that doesn't actually apply when a Manta could purge it, because you go, I'll just get Manta. I'll get added mobility, added damage, the ability to do illusions, and when I do use it, then Heaven's Halberd just becomes null. It just becomes a case of who uses it first. Hand 1, looks like he's getting caught out a little bit, not so much, but there's the global silence. Kurok is here doing lots of damage, but Era and his heart and his phantasms and everybody, huge team fight going down. Although the glaives aren't enough to actually get rid of all of them, but now they are, and with that, it looks like Liquid already have 2 of them falling. The entirety of Fnatic is still around. Eclipse getting down, Era getting killed in the last second, does have enough. Geometry Sight is down, Hand 1 a little bit, and through all that, probably just a little bit in favor of Liquid, actually, because Kurok did not actually fall. Bulba all the while doing fine, just fine, and going up top. Trixie did not die, now has a Linken's, almost impossible to kill, and this Chaos Knight illusion just going to be doing a little bit of damage. Chaos Knight does buyback, does not have buyback anymore, and very, very scary team fight. All the while, Fnatic, I think on par the kills were the same, but Fnatic, of course, having track on most of the people who did die. Gold difference, there's that track, and there's the team fight. Actually was in favor at gold-wise of Fnatic, up to about 20,000 difference. Pretty massive. And all the while, the experience is now up to, what, 30? It was up to almost 40,000 experience difference. All the while, you have Fnatic taking the Roshan who was up, knowing that Liquid could do absolutely nothing about it, and now Chaos Knight with Manta, with Heart, with BKB, with an Aegis, and an Armlet, and the ability to Armlet toggle. 4,000 HP, not to mention 20 armor to spare, 55% physical damage, so having roughly like 8,000 or so physical health for Luna to have to cut through. Incredibly scary for him. Or just incredibly scary for anybody to go up against. Just really intimidating. And not to mention, once you do get through it all, once you chop through it all, you spend hours and hours chopping through this tree of health. He just pops right back up. And more likely than not, N0tail will be there with him. So very scary. Does not have enough to actually buy back N0tail. That's A-okay. Probably will by the time that comes around, though. And that's what's so terrifying is, sure, Fnatic goes in, Era is there, pops Phantasm, kills a large swath of people, and then gets focused down, pops back up, might get focused down again. N0tail will almost assuredly die if he sticks around for that. Or will probably die in the initial team fight, as Wisp does not have the best survivability in the world. But when it comes right down to it, he'll just buy back and port in and help Era get as many kills as he possibly can before getting back. A smoke going down for Team Fnatic, seeing if they can't maybe run around and flank him. maybe thinking that Liquid was doing the same to them, seeing if they couldn't pick off either Era or Wisp or something along those lines, but not the case. Han1, though, being far more of a utility hero this time around. Bounty, usually very good at single target. His Janatas are doing roughly 600 damage in one hit, though, which is scary enough. But really being more utility, realizing that they could use another stun. Why not? Shut down Luna even more. Get a Scythe on there. Battle Fury, not 100% sure why he went this. Possibly just trying to get them to cluster up, but I tend to see Desolator as a superior item on Bounty, I suppose. Trying to get it. He got it not early, but midway through this incredibly long game. He got it quite early, though, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. And this probably let him farm quite a bit more. And also push possibly as well, or counter push. That's possibly could be it as well, considering how good of a pushing team this is. All the while, Liquid is here. These two do have ways back home, so nothing to worry about. And in they run, trying to throne it. They do have the BKBs for it, and it might fall down. I don't know. There it is, baiting out the reinforcement. There is a silence. Fluff falls very quickly. Croak is here, does have it, eclipses, and gets down all of the illusions incredibly quickly. But here's Era vacuuming in, really trying to get these illusions down, really just trying to throw it. Croak trying to literally run away and throw this at the same time. Can they do enough? TC is here. Druin is the heart, his little best with his illusions and all that. Oh my god, they're trying so hard. The backdoor protection isn't even here. And with that, all of these creeps, and that was all she wrote about Liquid. That will probably fall. An entire team wipe. Many of them tracked. Nobody dying from Fnatic, it seems. And with that, bottom is taking a little bit of chip damage, but actually just this one does not matter. And now CK and Wisp using these illusions, using a Manta, using the overcharge. Just, they don't even care about backdoor protection. I don't think Wisp is going to take him back. Probably going to disconnect the tether at the last possible second. Does indeed. That was incredibly good timing. The reinforcement you put down, though, just to make sure that this doesn't completely die, because you need to take it all in one go, or it means nothing. And with that, a wasted Wisp ult, and Era completely out of position, does not have a way back home. Does not matter, though. What I thought was possibly the end for Team Liquid might have actually been a very smart play by them. Now, with this, Ancient does have backdoor protection, but it is incredibly low. Probably wanting to smoke in, possibly see if they can't throw it right now. Looks like they're going to try to smoke in right now, see if they can't with the aid of Nature's Prophet as well. As soon as Nature's Prophet is there, if both of them decide to go, if Luna and Darkseer decide to get Boots of Travel, it comes down to clutch time, and that looks like what they probably will want to do. Bubble really wanting to go there, but all the while, CK and Wisp does have Phantasm up if he ever wants to, and it looks like it's going to be a throne race. All the while, though, does not go for the throne, is in fact just going for here. And now everybody porting in. Fluff is here. There's the trees. There's the two Boots of Travels. I called it. Bounty knew it was coming. Wants to kill them before, and with that, popping BKBs, just trying to do as much damage as possible. The throne race is on, though. Here come. Oh my god, it's so very close. The Ancient is almost falling. Hand 1 is here, and Liquid just melting, though. Everybody gets back, and it doesn't matter, though, because CK and Wisp did go in and killed them all. And is right back to dethroning this throne. And now the Phantasms and the Manta and the CK, all with armlets on, doing an immense amount of damage. Gonna be throning this. There is no reinforcement. It will fall. Incredibly close, though. Look at that. With that, Liquid trying so hard in the clutch moments to get that very incredibly good game. So back and forth. Liquid came out to a very early lead, trying to make this not let this go on very long, where, as you can see, CK gets incredibly strong. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Briefcase, bringing you one of the best games I've ever seen. Thank you so much. Going to be continuing to play and catch up on the Premier League, and thanks for watching again. See ya.